So I just picked up this boombox. I want to add an aux in, Bluetooth, and I want to power it with a Bosch Pro battery. I've got to pull off the speaker wires to remove the front. I also have to remove the tape deck. The aux is going to be mounted here. I'm detaching the radio tuner circuit output from the amplifier board. To here I'll have some switches that select between the aux in, Bluetooth and radio. Here I'm just soldering up the aux in. We want to line up the centers of these switches, the center of the two switches that are going to go here. Something like that. To remove this corner here. So here we have the two switches all wired up. Off camera, I made a battery mount. It was very quick to do. It's not too difficult to work out to do it. You just put your battery on a piece of plywood, mark out the sides, then build this, work out the height for these to go in, slot it in, and then you can work out how your slot's going to be and how this is going to work out. That is wired to a deep cycle protection circuit, so this one here, you can actually plug a battery in and you can see it light up. Currently this is a little sketchy. It should be fine. But yeah, so you can see it's reading 20 volts, then it runs to the buck converter here, where it provides the 9 volts that is needed for the radio. I just desoldered the leads from the battery and soldered them to the buck converter. The next step is I want to power this. This is the Bluetooth receiver, and to power it, obviously this needs 5 volts. My plan is to pull power from the board. I want this to work whether it is plugged into the battery or whether it is plugged into the wall. So I have to find a place where there is a stable voltage supply. And then I'm going to use another buck converter from that to this. So the 220 plug on this side has a switch in it. When you plug the switch in, it breaks the battery connection. But the post the battery wires into still has the correct voltage using either of the two power methods. We have 9.1 volts when being powered from the battery. And when plugged into the wall, we get 10.4 volts. The power for the buck converter for the Bluetooth will come from this post and this one. Here we have our Bluetooth receiver. So there's this whine, like, I don't know if that's exactly perfect, but It's frustrating. And it only happens when the Bluetooth is working. I thought that is probably from the buck converter that was feeding it. I switched out the power supply. I made this little linear regulator here. I had a couple 7805Cs lying around, so I just knocked this one up really quick using an old piece of Vero board. So I thought it was going to cut the noise, and it didn't. I'm going to replace this buck converter here with another linear regulator that I have here. Now, the downside to using linear regulators instead of buck converters is that I'm going to have some more heat loss. It's that same line. Now we have 2 linear regulators powering the Bluetooth supply. So clearly the Bluetooth receiver does not like getting power from these batteries. But my current solution is just go back to the buck converters because they're more efficient and they won't get as toasty as this one. Okay, so this is now the setup. I still have the whine, it's annoying, but you can only really hear it when no music is playing, and I just want it done. Battery in, that powers up, radio clicks on, there's the Bluetooth noise, and then there's that whine, and you're hearing some interference from my phone. Now, I've never used riv nuts into plastic before, so normally it's into sheet metal, so we'll see how this goes. Maybe we fuck everything. To there, and okay, so this is going to be about here. These need to be probably this long. Now it's finally ready to take out.